Go ahead, come in here and say hi.
Hello.
Alright, anyways, so it's been about a week since we ran our last RC car race. Took Landon's Modified out there. Took my little mini sprint, which is over there. And yeah, we had a lot of fun. So I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Joey, who runs the track. Chris, I believe is his name. I'm sorry if I get it wrong, but the gentleman who runs the whole race program on the day. And then the guys who take care of the track, maintenance it, water it, all that stuff throughout the day. So thank you all, because without you guys, you know, we couldn't go out there and have the fun that we do. And we did have a lot of fun. So just want to say thank you all. I'm sorry I don't know all your names off the top of my head. You know, we're gonna get better at it. It's only, I believe, our 4th time out. So just give me 1 or 2 more times. I'll get it figured out, I promise. So moving on to the race day itself. Landon, we decided we were going to run him in the modified class. He was not going to run with the rookies this time. There was a few rookies there, but I just, with the help of Trace's dad, Tyler, you know, we kind of talked me into it. And I believe it was the best decision, because sometimes when you're racing with, you know, people more your skill level, it's fun and all, but you're not necessarily seeing where you can improve. So by putting him with the modified class, the more experienced people, you can kind of, he was able to see maybe what he needed to do better, and how he could possibly improve. So, and then myself, obviously running the mini sprint class, even though it was my first time driving. I've driven RC cars before. Would not be fair to run the rookie class. I'm not here to try and do that. So we went out, ran the mini sprint, and yeah, we'll get into how that all started. So we showed up to the track. The mini sprint was almost ready. I had a couple more things to get taken care of on it. I had to set up the transponder. I also had not driven the car at all, really, until we got to the track. I did like a couple donuts here in the garage just to make sure it ran and everything. But so I needed to get it set up to go on track and make sure everything worked right. So got it all set up, got my transponder plugged in, got the batteries plugged in, all that, and got the wires routed, and took it on track. Did a couple practice laps, and got the steering kind of worked out and everything, but ended up being kind of a big deal. Not really, but you'll see what I mean here in the first qualifier coming up. And then, like I said, Landon ran in the modified class. So the way the heats were set up, the mini sprint race was actually the very first race on the day, and Landon would be race number 2, which meant that I had to make sure his car was ready to go, so that as soon as I came off the track, I could just turn his car on, he can get on the driver's stand, and he could be ready to go as well, because I had to go out and turn marshal for his race, so I can't be, you know, on there on the driver's stand with him to help him or whatever. So you guys will see I was in the infield actually recording. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So my first race came up pretty quick. I did, well, like I said, I did a couple practice laps. I then had to pretty much jump right in and do the race. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys what happened there with that race. It ended up being a video that Landon was recording on time lapse, because the last thing I was recording on the GoPro was a time lapse. So I handed the GoPro to him to record, and so yeah, it was a quick time lapse. So I'll go ahead and talk over it right now as you guys are watching it. So you guys will notice we do a few laps before we actually get to racing. I mean, you guys can't really tell, but we had to do a few laps. I had to get my transponder checked in and all that. And so the race was going really well. I was actually sitting second in the group, and the battery ended up dying with like 40 seconds left in the race. So they're a really small battery, and I guess that just running those few extra practice laps and then a couple laps before the race actually started was just enough to make sure that it would not last for the entire race. But overall, the car felt really good. It's definitely a little too soft on the suspension. I just pulled it straight out. It came out of the box. I haven't adjusted anything on it. Just built the sprint car cage, built the body, got the tires that I wanted, because they aren't the tires that came with the kit. But I haven't adjusted the shock oil, the diff grease oil. Haven't changed the springs on it. All I did was thread the shock collars down to give it a little more ride height, because it was pretty much dragging on the ground. So that was all I did. Otherwise, we pretty much ran it box stock, using the motor that they allow in the class, using the battery, which apparently was not enough, but we'll get more on that later. So yeah, the car felt really great. It was running second. Was a little bummed to not be able to finish the first heat, but overall vibes were high because the car was running good. So that was all for pretty much heat number 1. Unfortunately, it was a time lapse, like I said, but hey, it is what it is. So with that out of the way, we'll go ahead and move on to Landon's first heat race.
Oh, here we go. Live.
And his first go in the actual modified class. We'll see how he does. I got to record and turn marshal here, so.
Cameraman, are you marshaling too?
Yeah, I'll do both.
Okay, just want to make sure.
As long as he does not
Traxxas Modified.
get too carried away. It's going to be the most chaotic recording ever. He's driving really good though right now.
Appreciate you guys being ready, getting right on it.
Holding his own.
Marshall for jumping out there. So we keep this rolling.
He's driving pretty good. So far. And he's not
One
getting
down,
gapped.
3 to go. Vinny Andrews in the lead. Joey Keane line second.
Oh, a little bit of a loop, no big deal.
Fourth.
Oh.
Vinny Andrews Sr. running fifth, and Landon Burke in fifth. Everybody get back into the ink.
Okay, quick little turn marshal there, no big deal. He's starting to get a little carried away now. Yep, going full throttle in the corners now. Trying to make up ground. It's all good.
He's on a 48 lap pace.
That one was someone right now. Maybe it's clean. Good battle.
Ooh, Joey and Vinny Sr. both running good back to stop that last time by. Joey with a seat.
He's alright, still going.
Andrews with a 2.8. Battle right now is 4th, 3rd between Owen and Jonathan Tesla. Again, 1 and 3rd.
These guys are all super fast, super consistent.
Tight battle there.
Oh, we have one pulling off, one pulling off. Yeah, he's just trying to get too much throttle in the corners right now.
All right. Next 22. Thank you. See you guys coming up.
Yep, too much throttle. But that's why we decided to put him in this class. It'll help him see more so what he's doing wrong.
The battle back and forth each time they cross the line for different presidents. Well, playing right now.
Oh, don't wreck anyone, please. Don't wreck anyone.
Dalton takes it back. Good this crossing the line. And Jonathan right there.
Just don't straight line someone, kid.
Jonathan in that 98 car. Right.
Oh, that car's back on track.
Oh, Joey Keane jumping up into that number 2 spot. Putting the Joey there, falls back. Now he's taking back over second, going in the 3.
He's getting it.
Meanwhile, Andrews getting out in the lead on a 28-4.
He's not like all over the place. He's got control of his car at least. But he's still just doing a full throttle out of the
Got a
corner.
nice 50 lead right now with 10 seconds. It's Jonathan and Glenn, only a 10th.
There you go. Lost him for a minute.
Back and forth they go.
We got a problem on the front straight. We're all good. Time is up.
Whoever has the cleanest lap. Watch the inside of 4.
Too much throttle.
Oh, sorry guys, I just saw that.
Oh, big
For your
impact.
name, when you cross the line, you are done. That is a race.
Glenn Pratt done.
All right. Yeah, hook him out, turn marshal. He's probably gonna be a little upset about that, but we'll get it tuned in. No big deal. All right. So Landon running his first heat race. with the actual modified group. So he was racing with adults who have a lot more RC car driving experience than him, at least most of them. There's some people there who may be inexperienced or whatnot, but for the most part, he's racing against adults, you know, my age, even older, who have been doing this for a long time. So he was out there holding his own. I thought he did really good. As you guys saw in the video, you know, he was pretty much staying out of the way. He wasn't really in the way of everyone. He wasn't all over the track. Pretty much held his own. You could tell once people started passing him, he had that impatience and he wanted to go faster. But sometimes going faster is not actually faster. But overall, he drove really good. You know, he held his line, held his own, didn't really get in anyone, was able to run a smooth, clean race. So that was encouraging to see. That was really good. He was a little bummed out, but, you know, you picked him back up, told him, you know, he did a great job. And, yeah, so that was good. We got through the both rounds of heats. Round one of our heats, we didn't break anything. Everything was good. So without that, we would go ahead, clean the cars, recharge the batteries, move on to qualifiers number 2. All right, so for my second qualifying race, which you guys will see here in a second, I made sure the battery was fully charged, even when my charger went off. And real quick, I'd like to say thank you to the gentleman whose name I also did not get. I feel really bad about that, but for letting me plug in my charger to charge my batteries, because I wanted to, in fact, I have it right here. So these little guys, I mean, we're talking small. Here's my hand, tiny little batteries. So I charged it up, and even when the charger told me it was fully charged, I plugged it back in again, made sure it was fully charged. And then when I went out for my heat, I made sure to not run any extra laps. I just kind of did one lap, make sure it was good, and then just stopped and waited for the race to actually start. And even when we did our little pace lap, I took it extra slow. As you guys will see, I have kind of watched the footage back. Obviously, Landon was recording me, so it's not all the best footage. You know, he's doing his best. I want to get like a clip, so I can wear the GoPro on my hat or on my head, so you guys kind of see my point of view of it. But, you know, we'll go ahead and put up the race here, and you guys can see how that went.
Harvey Mushman.
All right, so roll them around, guys. Space them out. You guys get the whole track. Spread them out.
Frank Chichi. Chuck Clinton. Dale Burke.
Paul, are you not racing, Paul? Okay. Here we go. Luke is live. Go high, 1, 2, high, 1, 2, high, 1, 2, all clear. All right, 1 down, 3 to go. Chuck Griffin to the top. Jay Tyler's running at number 2. Mushman in the 3. Burke in the 4. Check 5. TT 6. TT running 8-0. Last time by his fast lap of the race so far for him. Landon now getting into the 7s, man. 7.846. Kyes with an 8-0. Martha with an 8-1. Burke with an 8-2. Keck with an 8-2. TT with an 8-0. All right, drivers, 2 down, 2 to go. We are halfway. 20 minutes out in the lead. He's got a 3-second lead on Gary in that second spot. Gary with a 3/10 lead on Harley in the third spot. Harvey with half a second on Dale, who's in the 4th spot. And Dale with 2/10 on John in that 5th spot. Frank right there in 6th. He's only 2.6 back from John. So Kip had the PQ in round 1 with 30.404. Chucky is on track. He's got a 34.01 right now with 1:15 on the clock.
There's 1 minute left.
You heard that lady. 1 minute to go. Clinton and Ties and Burke, your top 3. Mushman, though, putting some pressure on the back of Burke. Burke was in that 4th spot, took over 3rd. Check right there in 5th with 2 feet and toe. 33 seconds to go. Clinton still on that 34.01 pace. Got 3 more in the lap. Clock winding down, keep going. Till you hear your name.
Dale Burke done.
Oh, Clinton slows down a little bit. Can he hold on to the TQ? See what he's done.
So yeah, heat race number 2 for me, or qualifier number 2, went really well. As you guys saw, they did add an extra driver in there. I think he was in our first race, but he didn't have a transponder. So we finished second we were running second the first qualifier, I should say. We didn't finish second. But we were running second in the first qualifier. We were actually probably running 3rd because that guy was just out there on track with no transponder, so they couldn't track his laps. So he ended up getting second, maybe even 1st in the second qualifier. We ended up 3rd. As you guys saw, the battery did make it the whole time. So that was good. The car still felt good. I didn't change it at all. I think I'll probably include a video in here going over the, like, in between the rounds or whatnot. But overall, yeah, car felt good. I was really happy with it. I was happy that the battery made it. That showed me that, you know, as long as I didn't really run any extra practice laps, you know, we would be fine. I did back it down a little bit. I wasn't running full throttle. I wasn't running as hard as I possibly could. But that was probably for the better. It was keeping me on track, keeping me on all 4 wheels. So that was really good. And then we will move on to Landon's second qualifier, and we'll see how that went. All right, we got heat number 2 out here. Landon's second heat.
All right, here we go.
See how he does. Try to get him to tone it down a little bit. That's good. That's a good first corner. Now I was just thinking too, there's gonna probably be a B main here. So he's gonna need to qualify to the A main through the B main if he can. It's gonna be tough. No easy ass. Racing right there. He's doing all right. He's doing it. Doing all right. Trying to encourage him here. Oh. We're going around.
Here we go. Joking your leader, Landon Burke in that 2, Andrew Sweeney in the 3.
Doing all right.
Team with an 8.799 fast lap of the race. He's on a 27.48.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what that was.
Watch 2 and 3. I'm sorry, 3 and 4. Oh my goodness, I'm getting caught off there. Sorry guys, I'm out of focus.
Good racing there. And remember to look for any cars crashing as well, like that. This class is good for him. It's going to teach him how to He's gonna have to learn how to drive it a little bit more strategically. A little wheelie there down the front straight. Pulling away a little bit. That's probably your fastest time to class right there in the seat. That was good. That was a good corner. He's struggling down the back.
You have them ready, round 2. Have them ready. Halfway, drivers. Halfway.
Oh, near there.
So, Denny Andrews, Johnson shows a Liz Crash, Joker Bob, Nick Hendrickson, Paul Williams, and Sean Russell. You guys are up next to come on out.
Doing all right. He was a little nervous with those other cars around him, I think. Oh, good job avoiding the other green car. Good driving on his part. Hopefully this footage isn't too dizzying for some. Can't just floor it, man.
35.
Oh, we got those. Not supposed to have reverse. He's just flooring it. And he's starting to cry. Alright. Very good. Alright, so moving on to Landon's second qualifier, they actually reseeded the group, which means they took the results from round 1. They put, you know, the faster guys in one group, they put the slower guys in the second group. Just to make sure everyone was at people their own speed. It allows you to get a cleaner race usually. So it was really cool that they did that. Landon was still in the first group, which is the slower one, but that's okay. And he drove really good. You know, he had a little bit cleaner race that time around, and actually ran some of his faster laps yet. So I was really encouraged by it. You know, I didn't really have any expectations for him. Just wanted him to go out and have a good time, get some laps in, try to learn, you know, and he was definitely doing that a little bit. So it was good for him. He would end up qualifying into the B main event. So I think there was 15, 16 people. They only run, I think, 8 or 10 for the main event. So he was going to have to qualify his way into the A main from the B main if he wanted to run it. But like I said, no expectations. He's out there racing with adults, people with a lot more experience. So, you know, just going out, finishing the races, that was all we were looking for. So it was good to see him do that in the first 2 heats. And now we will move on to the main events. All right, so before we get on to my main event with the mini sprint, we'll say the recording, I've watched it. It is a little all over the place. Landon was hanging out with his friend Trace, which is all good. But the camera's kind of going all over the place. You know, you're going to get it tilted on the side. He's going to be not even really watching where he's recording. But like I said, it's his first time. It's all good. It is what it is. What you will see in the race is on the initial start. I was qualified 4th for the main event, so I was starting 4th. And then on the initial race, or on the initial start, you'll see me go into turn 1. And I believe it was 1st and 2nd. Got together and spun out, and I went to avoid them, but couldn't really do anything about it. So I ended up hitting him, got stuck on my side, had to get it flipped over, which was unfortunate, which put me at the very back, really far, probably like a half lap or more behind. So from that point, it was playing catch up, and we'll let you guys watch and see how that turned out.
All right, roll them around, guys.
Finally rolling around. Number 3.
Here we
Number 3. Do
go.
you see the black number 3 right there? That's my dad. Oh, Dad. No. Come on, boo. Come on, Dad. Not this.
Also,
All right, we are off.
To a clean start, you should say.
And
bad part.
Landon and Rushman check PC burst. Rushman jumping up to that third spot right off the bat. Oh, can't get stuck on the bike. I'm gonna get marshaled. That's not gonna help. That's gonna let Frank go by.
Do you know how to pass? Oh, back.
All right, so Mushman to the top. Ties in the 2, CC3 versus 4, kept by Brendan in 6.
Oh, no.
Where's my dad?
Probably went home.
Huh?
Probably went home.
No.
I don't know. We probably went to get lunch.
Do you even know my dad's name?
No, but it looks like modified. Looks like the low boxes at the time you are getting on. Getting on a break here.
We are halfway.
Ooh.
2 down, 2 to go.
I'm not messing. Now, I gotta get my.
That party guy out there.
Hey, what are you doing?
6-second lead now on Gary.
Hey, what are you doing? Give me my
I'm
money.
just hitting.
Gary and Frank in that battle. Gary in that yellow and blue.
Yeah, but it's already gonna be
Frank in
wet.
the
I'm
red?
getting my tires all good.
Yep. Frank on the inside, Gary back on the inside.
Yeah, I want it right now.
Oh! That did not work out well. That was not Gary's
Frenchie
game.
cheese. Dad, Frenchie cheese. Bro,
got side lead?
Dad, the tires are getting already dirty. We don't want that.
Dad, and 30 years that tires get some more.
Now the battle
Yeah,
for
but
third
the
between
thing
Dale,
is, the
Frank,
tires
and
get better
John.
grip. Bro, stop. It's the grip, bro. Like, I really need the grip.
1 minute left.
1 minute left. I have to
1 to
get,
go. Dale's in that third spot. Frank
1 minute left. I have to get ready.
red. Let's see where's Dale. Right there in the black yellow wheels. Got some bluish graphics there. Number 3.
No.
Here's your third place car. Frank in the red car. 20 foot back. And
Getting a little smooth here.
25 seconds to go. Dale's making it hard, holding on to that spot. That is the battle in the battery lap. 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
2, 1. I believe when you cross the line, you will be done.
Gary Kai's
That
done.
is true.
Chuck Clinton done. Dale Burt done.
So yeah, the video cuts off pretty abruptly. Landon was ready to go for his B main, but we ended up getting 3rd place. So I was really stoked about that. Having to drive all the way from the back after that first turn crash to be able to get back. We had some help. Some people definitely had some issues that allowed us to get back into it, but towards the end there, I don't know if you guys could see in the video, but the red car that was right behind me was the one battling me for position. So we had to run clean, smooth laps at the end. Otherwise, he was going to get around us. But we were able to do that. And the car still felt really good. It was a little tight. There's definitely some things I can do moving forward to help the car, and I will do those. And it's encouraging because if we were that fast out of the box, I feel like I can get a little bit better driving and to get the car a little bit better. So maybe we'll contend for some wins in the next coming races. So that was really cool. Hopefully the video wasn't too hard to watch. I know Landon, you know, he was doing his best, but yeah, come out with the third place. That was awesome. The batteries lasted, and I couldn't really ask for any more. I was super happy on it. No stickers. I didn't have any stickers for the day, but that's okay. You know, we were able to get third. We, you know, got our picture taken on the podium, and that's all that matters. Moving forward, I will say I did find a bigger battery. Well, it's supposedly a higher capacity battery. So this one here is 1100 milliamp hours. The battery I was running was 850. So this one's got a little bit more in the tank, and hopefully that will help me. Because in the main event too, even though I was able to go all the way back up to third, I was still not running as hard as I possibly could. I was not getting full throttle on the straightaways. I was really crawling through the turns, I felt like. So there's definitely some room for me to be faster and for the car to be faster as well. So yeah, just want to say thank you to all the guys for racing clean out there. That was a lot of fun. And now we will move on to Landon's B main event.
Marshals, look alive, look alive. Here we go.
All right, just got to finish top 5. So far, so good. On the 5th. Oh. Nice and smooth, Lane. Nice and smooth.
All right, this is our Traxxas Mod B-Main. Street Stop B-Main, you guys are up next.
Oh, we're chopping them on it a little bit. Chopping on it.
1 minute down, 3 to go in this one. Hendrickson out in the lead. Ryan in the 2. Commander in the 3. Andrew Sr. in the 4. Williams in the 5.
Are over.
Front in the 6. Rustin and Lawson not making it. Let's see, Hendrickson in that Cam 67 is your leader. Andrew Sr. now up to 2. Let's see. One of those 3 cars. Let's see here. The green. That's the number 2 right there, coming out of 4 onto the straightaway. And Paul right behind him. That's the third place driver. So 1, 2, 3. There's your leader in 1. There is 2 going into 1, and there's 3 going into 1. Right now we've got Jimmy, Paul, Landon, and Paul all going into the O's.
Uh-oh, watch the front straight. Quick little corner marshal. And we coming through. Watch the front straight.
Watch 1. Go high in 1. High in 1. High in 1 still, guys. High in 1.
Alright, he's going. Driving right here. Whoa!
Something wrong with that car?
Whoa, what a save! What a save!
So 1.5 seconds to go.
Nice move. Got him clean. Nice. I think that's on to the A main right there. Oh, nice.
That's a raid.
That was done. Got time.
So Nick, Landon.
All right, Landon, the B main bandit. So as you guys saw, he started kind of far back, and ended up finishing second. So he was running, I think, fourth for most of the race. They ended up splitting it up to where they were going to take 5 out of the B main. So he was, as long as he beat one other person, he was going to be pretty safe. Usually the way they do it is they only take the top 2. So I was worried that's how it was going to be, and then he might not make it and might get upset. But as you guys saw, he ended up making it. He ended up getting all the way up 2 seconds. So even if they had taken the top 2, he would have made it, which couldn't be more proud of him. That was such a good run by him. That was probably the best I've ever seen him drive. He kept his cool. He drove good, clean laps. You know, a few instances here and there getting into people, but, you know, it's going to happen out there. It's hard. You're controlling the car with a remote, and that makes it extremely difficult. But he did really good. I was really proud. It was right at the end, you know, people started making mistakes, and he just kept his cool, kept his head down, drove all the way up to second place. So that was really cool. That would put him into the A main. And I tried to tell him multiple times. I said, from here, you know, it's all bonus. You know, you've made it farther than I think anyone would have expected you to. And, you know, now you get to go, just go have fun, just go drive, do your best, and whatever happens, happens. Because at that point, you know, there's people not getting the race anymore. There's adults out there that, you know, are going home already because they couldn't make it into the A-main event. And that's not a knock on them. You know, stuff happens. I don't know if their car is broke or whatever, but I was more so just trying to show Landon that, you know, hey, that's a huge accomplishment just to make it from the B main to the A main. You know, because not everyone gets to do that. So it was kind of like a privilege, if you will. So, yeah, we'll move on to the A main. But, you know, we're just keeping in mind, it was all bonus from here on out. However he did, that was just going to be icing on the cake. So we'll go ahead and hop on into that A main, and we'll let you guys watch that.
Here we go.
Well, that was not ideal. He's rather ruthless on the start, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh. Get some karma back. No big deal, we're going. I told him he should be happy just to have made the A main. We'll see how he does for the rest of this. Oh. Starting to fall apart. Good job, Landon. Nice job being smart. Don't wreck him.
Traxxas Modified A-main. One down to go, and he's your leader. Tight out there, second, third, and fourth.
I think people are getting scared of him. Help him not get past. I don't know.
Also right there. Oh, that came in 3 and 4 behind out there.
He's like driving down the track on the back straight. That's what it's saying. Trying to get that early entry. Oh, Landon.
Easy on the gas, it's loosen there. Come on.
Just go on the front straight. There you go.
You guys getting that middle area, it's very brown in there, it's very loose.
What are you doing, kid? What are you doing? Get it going there.
Halfway down the 2 go, it's still Andrew's track. Andrew's Jr. now up to third.
Gotta get back in there. This is alright. I don't know why. I wonder if his steering trim's off. He's like just driving through the inside down the back straight every time. Could be a steering trim issue. Okay. Now he's in a good little opening. Oh, just flooring it. Just back to flooring. Oh, good.
Oh, that's it.
We're doing donuts. We're doing donuts.
Looks like down to low one, guys. Low one. What do you think?
This is crazy. I can't even keep up. Oh, oh.
Go low one, guys. Low one. Still there. Low one.
Oh, no, that was a good corner march one, but that's all good.
This 15 comes on top. We have anything for Denny.
Oh, where was that corner? Right there. Oh, you guys still there, dude? That wasn't his fault.
Good. When you cross the line, you are done. Senior getting across the line in the first box. And lead.
Survived. We survived the main. That's all that matters. Good run. All right. So the main did not go quite like we would have hoped. I think the nerves definitely got the better of Landon. He was really nervous, especially on all those cars. There was a lot of cars out there. It's probably the biggest field he has ever been in. Well, I know for a fact that's the biggest field he's ever been in. And I could tell it definitely messed with him a little bit. But, you know, he brought it home 10th out of 10. But like I told him, he was really bummed. But I was like, hey, man, you know, you still beat out like 5-6 other people just to get here. So that's a huge deal in and of itself. So, you know, he kind of came around. It just is what it is. He's only happy with the podium. That's what he wants. And I can't say I blame him. I've been the same way myself. My later years been able to kind of come around and, you know, lower my expectations, be more realistic with it. But overall, he did great. I was super proud of him, as always, but he keeps impressing me more and more every time we go out. So he made the A main in his first time running the modified class. And, you know, it'll only get better here on out. More laps he puts in, the better he'll get, the smoother he'll drive. And, yeah, super cool to see him make the A main, no matter where he finished. So with that, we'll move on and try to get better and see what we can do next time out. So moving forward, are there any changes we're going to do to the cars? For this guy, probably not. Maybe change shock fluid. I don't really know what I would need to do or to help him out, but the car feels like it handles pretty good as it is right now. So yeah, this guy will remain mostly unchanged. The tires are going to stay the same, all that good stuff. We're not even allowed to change the tires unless they're the same tires that you get stock. But these tires, they don't really wear down. They still look brand new. They're a little bit softer because obviously we've been soaking them in WD-40 to try to get more grip out of them. But yeah, this car is going to remain mostly unchanged. Any changes we do make, I will let you guys know. This guy, however, though, definitely going to be making some changes on him, because as good as it drove, it can definitely drive a lot better. So the one thing will be probably changing the springs. I think is one of the first things I'm going to do. These springs are a little too soft. I also might change the shock fluid, go a little bit thicker, especially on the right side, because it was just really leaning over and pushing in the corners. So that'll be the one thing for sure. Springs. Probably going to take the differential apart. I think it's just grease in there, and we're going to probably put some oil. In fact, yeah, I can see like the grease piled up in there. You guys probably cannot, but we're going to put the fluid in the differential just like we did with Landon's. That'll probably help it turn a lot more as well. And other than that, that'll probably be the only changes I make immediately. Other than now we got a little bit bigger battery. I'm going to see if I can find one more of these and at least have 2 of those on hand. And yeah, that'll be it. Once we get those changes done, we should be ready to go for another race day. And appreciate you guys who all have been watching the RC car stuff. It does mean a lot. We've really been enjoying doing the RC car stuff. It's great father-son time, good bonding. We'll get Shane back out there next time. He just didn't go out and run with us this time, but that's all good. His car is still up there and ready to go. But that'll do it for me. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you stuck around to this part, we greatly appreciate it. And until next time, Dad out.